Chapter 11 is a wonderful chapter. It's the by faith chapter. So it begins by explaining what faith is, being sure of what we hope for and certain of what we do not see. And then a long list of examples of people living by faith. Talked about the Israelites who by faith went through the Red Sea as on dry ground while the Egyptians were covered with the water. By faith, Abraham did this. By faith, Jacob did that. Beautiful examples of the faith. And that leads right into the beginning of chapter 12 in Hebrews, where it says, since we're surrounded by this great cloud of witnesses, all of God's holy people who lived by faith, all of the saints who have gone before us, since we're surrounded by this cloud of witnesses, let us live. Let us go on. Let us persevere. Let us keep our eyes on Jesus. Run the race that's set before us. Let us live by faith as well. The examples of the saints who have gone before us is an encouragement for us to also focus on Jesus. So when we think about God's people who have gone before us, we think about the love of Jesus for them, because they're sinners like us, and they needed forgiveness just like us, and they're saved by grace and through faith just like us. And then we also think about what Jesus did through them. The things that he did in their lives, for which they show up on a list like in Hebrews 11 as examples for us, encouragements for us. When we think about them, though, we're always thinking about Jesus, his love for them, his love through them. So to think properly about the saints who have gone before us is to praise the work of Jesus and love of Jesus for them and the work of Jesus through them. Now, any wonderful part of the Bible is something that you should be able to find in a worthwhile hymnal. And there are hymns that are under the section of saints and martyrs where we think about these Hebrew chapter 11 kind of things. So we rejoice for the love of Jesus for the people who have gone before us, to make them holy by grace and through faith, to make them saints, and the work of Jesus through them, as they no longer live, but Christ lived in them and did some remarkable things. There are beautiful hymns in that saints and martyrs section, but not just there. Earlier in our hymnal, if you go to page 159 in Christian Worship, which is the hymnal that we use most often here at our church, you'll find a list of what we call minor festivals. These are also known as Saints' Days. And if you look at the month of October, which we're in right now, you'll see that October 18th is the day of St. Luke the Evangelist. And October 18th falls on a Sunday this year. So we get to do some Hebrews 11 kind of stuff this coming Sunday and rejoice in the love of Jesus for St. Luke, to make him a saint by grace and through faith, just as he does for us, and the work of Jesus through St. Luke, especially in thinking about him writing down the gospel. He wrote the third gospel, bears his name, that has so much detail about Christmas, especially. It's one of the things that marks Luke's gospel as unique. But Luke also wrote the Acts of the Apostles. There's a huge chunk of the New Testament that came to us from the pen of Luke as he was carried along by the Holy Spirit. And so we get to thank God for what God did for and through Luke. He is a saint because of the grace of Jesus Christ. And so are we. And so we get to also think about that encouragement, that we have been loved in the same undeserved way, that gracious way. And we have been made saints through faith in Jesus. And Jesus also works through us. And so there's wonderful encouragement like we have from Hebrews 11 and 12. Whenever we do a Saints' Day, it's all about Jesus, his love for the saint and his work through the saint, and his love for us, and also his work through us. As you get ready for St. Luke's Day this coming Sunday, we'll be thinking about how to become a saint, and it's just that. It's grace. It's fixing our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith, the one who went to the cross in love for us. Peace be with you today.